I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
I am proud to come to this city as the guest of your distinguished mayor, who has symbolized throughout the world the fighting spirit of West Berlin.
If there is anyone out there who still doubts that America is a place where all things are possible, who still wonders if the dream of our founders is alive in our time, who still questions the power of our democracy, tonight is your answer.
As can be seen through the beginning of these famous speeches, anyone who has ever communicated anything meaningful to a group of people has taken some time in their form of communication to establish the context of what they are trying to say and its significance. Martin Luther King Jr. began by describing how history was being made to invoke change so that African Americans would be inspired to claim their right to vote. John F. Kennedy wanted to make the people he was speaking to feel strong, so he talked about the resilience of West Berlin and how it could be seen all around the world. Barack Obama also wanted to communicate the message that he was going to invoke change in American politics, so he related the idea back to America's founding fathers. The same goes for the scholarly work that we do in AP Seminar. We are trying to use well-supported facts and evidence to communicate an idea or opinion, and the only way to grasp the reader's attention early on and make it seem like it would be worth their while to read it is to establish context and its significance early on in the paper. To establish context, the first thing that needs to be done is to research how the topic connects to mainstream information in the world so that the reader may find it more relatable. By doing this, the reader will be able to direct their attention towards a particular train of thought that will allow them to see clearly what the author is trying to say. This could be anything from a story being circulated in the news cycle to a political movement to the Constitution. After that, to establish the importance on top of the context, one must figure out a way to explain how the topic impacts the reader and the world at large. This should expand off the context setting by saying how the topic as a whole affects us and thus why we should learn more about it. Here are some examples of setting context in my work throughout the year. In my issue 360 paper, I was talking about how education affects income. To establish context, I talked about the importance of education in our modern day and age. Here I have done a good job setting the importance of the topic, but since I was still learning, the other thing that I should have done is made reference to a popular study or news story that talks about education in impoverished countries to establish context and ground the otherwise ungrounded claims. In my Performance Task 1 paper, I did a better job of establishing context and significance. I established the importance of my topic by explaining how people are driven by incentives, which is causing people to steal data, while also grounding that opinion with an article about data mining that sets the context for my paper. Finally, in my Performance Task 2 paper, I do the best job of establishing context and importance that I did all year. I explained the basis of my topic, which was the American dream, and referenced it in the Constitution, which both established context and importance for my topic. I then went on to use scholarly references to talk about how they were both economically successful but elusive to happiness, thus setting the context for both sides of my argument. And that is how you can successfully establish context and importance in your work. Thanks for watching.